So if you're thinking about setting up the Synology DS1525 Plus or another Synology model, be sure to watch this video in its entirety as I'm going to be walking you through a full setup of the initial install, starting with installing the hard drives, configuring DSM, and then locking down your security settings so that your NAS is fully optimized and secure and ready to go. And be sure to stick around to the end of the video for a special bonus tip. So what's the primary reason that you're building a new NAS? Backup? Maybe a Plex server, home lab use, just curious. For the DS1525 Plus, installing the hard drives is simple. Slide out the drive trays from the front panel, mount your hard drives or SSD drives, and slide them back in. If you're using 3.5-inch drives, the installation is toolless. Use the provided screws for installing 2.5-inch drives. Repeat for each bay you're using. Make sure your drive choices match your workload. I'm using Synology HAT3300 4TB Plus series drives for this build, but you can use other NAS-rated hard drives depending on your needs. Okay, now that we have the hard drives installed, let's go ahead and get the network cable connected and plug in the power. Then we can power on the unit in the front by pressing the power button. And once the device is fully booted up, we can open up a browser, head over to find.synology.com and follow the web assistant for the setup process. Okay, the device has been booted up. Let's go over to find.synology.com. Okay, and it looks like it found the DS1525 Plus at the IP address of 192.168.25.80. It says the OS version is 7.2.2. We're going to go ahead and hit the connect button. Here's the Synology end user agreement. We're going to put a tick where it says I have read and agreed to the terms. Click next. Welcome. Set up your Synology DS1525 Plus now. Let's go ahead and click install. Automatically download and install the latest DSM 7.3.2. Yep, that's what we want. Let's say next. Warning, all data will be deleted. I understand that all data on these drives will be deleted. Let's press continue. To continue, please type your product model in the field below. Your product model is DS1525 Plus. Now, if you're setting up a different model, you'll obviously type in that model number here. Let's press delete. And now it's installing Disk Station Manager. Okay, welcome to DSM 7.3. Next generation data management begins here. Let's click the blue start button. Since we don't have a backup, we're going to start with a fresh install. Next thing we need to do is give the device a name, so we're going to call it DS1525 Plus. Again, you can call this whatever fits your needs. We're going to create our administrator account here. Create a password. Retype the password to confirm. And apparently it looks like it doesn't like the plus sign. There we go. So we'll call it DS1525 for this demonstration. Allow this Synology to be displayed in Web Assistant. Synology will collect IP address and port information, which will be only used for providing Web Assistant service. I'm going to leave that unticked for now and click next. Select an option for your Synology NAS. Select what to do when there are DSM and package updates available. Auto-update DSM and all packages to important versions. Auto-update DSM and all packages to the latest versions. Let's leave it set to the default of auto-update DSM and all packages to important versions. And click next. Create a Synology account to receive more benefits. Secure sign-in service, taking control of Synology services, around-the-clock monitoring and protection. We're going to skip this for now. Opt in for a better user experience. Join us in building a better experience by sharing diagnostic data. I will leave this unticked and click submit. Now that we've gone through the initial DSM install and the device rebooted, we're presented with the option to install Synology Drive Server, Synology Office, and Synology Photos. I'm going to say no thanks for now. We could always go back to this later. First thing we want to do is create our storage pool and volume. Let's do that by clicking Create Now. Start to create storage pools and volumes. Before data can be stored on your Synology NAS, please create at least one volume and storage pool. So let's go ahead and click the Start button. Configure storage pool property. RAID is a data storage virtualization technology that aggregates multiple drives into a storage pool. So let's look at the different RAID types. Let's click the drop-down menu. We have SHR, SHR2, RAID 1, RAID 5, RAID 6, RAID 10, Basic, just a bunch of disks, and RAID 0. Let's go with SHR because it's the easiest to manage. It lets you mix different drive sizes. It gives you one drive fault tolerance, and it maximizes the usable space. It's perfect for home users, Plex servers, file storage, and most NAS beginners and power users. Let's go ahead and select SHR. Let's go ahead and say Next. Let's select all 4 drives. Say Next. Let's go ahead and modify the allocated size. Here we have to allocate the volume capacity. Let's just click Max for all of it and say Next. Here we have to select a file system, so we're going to select the BTRFS, which is recommended by Synology, and this is the file system I use on all of my NAS devices because it allows you to create snapshots. So we'll go ahead and we'll leave that and say Next. Here you can configure encryption. For the purpose of this video, we're not going to do that. Let's click Next. And here we're just confirming the settings, so let's go ahead and say Apply. All the data on the newly added drives will be erased. Are you sure you want to continue? Let's click OK. Okay, looks like our storage pool and volume has been created successfully. Our system status shows healthy. Your Synology NAS is working well. Our storage pool is optimizing in the background, as is our volume. Just a quick note, with the recent release of DSM 7.3, where Synology now permits us to create storage pools and volumes using third-party drives. I recently tested this successfully in a live stream and was able to get the storage pool and volume set up successfully. However, with the NVMe M.2 slots, not so much the case. You still have to use drives that are on Synology's compatibility list, and those are primarily only Synology branded drives. And this applies to both creating storage pools and caching. Alright, so we've gotten through the initial setup. We installed the hard drives, we installed DSM, we configured DSM, we created our storage pool and volume. So if you're getting any value out of this video so far, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. Stay tuned now because we're going to talk about different ways to lock down the security settings to fully secure and optimize the NAS. To disable the admin and guest accounts in DSM, go to the control panel under User. Make sure that the admin account and the guest account are disabled. Keeping these enabled does put your NAS at risk. Next, let's set an automatic logout timer under Security. I usually recommend 15 to 30 minutes depending on your environment. If you're away from your desk for more than 30 minutes, it's a good idea to make sure that DSM gets logged out. Next, disabling SSH access. Unless you absolutely need SSH access, turn it off. SSH is a powerful tool, but it could also be a risk. Disable it until you specifically need it. Under the login portal, change the default DSM ports 5000 and 5001 to something non-standard. This reduces the unnecessary risk. Also, be sure to redirect HTTP sessions to HTTPS. Under User Advanced, here you can tighten up on your password rules and also enable password expiration, where a user's password will expire after a preset period of time. It's a good idea to enable user home service so each user on the device has their own home folder. And finally, enabling 2FA, two-factor authentication. This can be found under Security, Account, 2FA authentication. Alright, so if you made it this far into the video and you're still with me, thank you so much. I did promise you a bonus tip. Here it is. Let's come over to the control panel, click on Security, select the Account tab at the bottom where it says Account Protection. Let's expand that option. And let's enable account protection. It says enable this option to protect your accounts from attacks by untrusted clients, but also a trusted client will be blocked if it fails to sign in too many times within a predetermined period of time. And then you can set your parameters here on this page. And that's it. Your DS1525 Plus or other Synology model should be fully set up, optimized, and secure. If you found any value by following the steps in this video, please give the video a like and consider subscribing to the channel for more Synology content. Let me know what you'd like to see next. Also, if you'd like to see more content like this, please click the video on the screen, and thank you so much for watching.